Okay, so I was having one of those moments, and I think you know the moments. Let's just say you're like half asleep, probably a little too deep in your own head, and you just start asking yourself completely unhinged questions. Mine was, what would happen if every single person on earth just stopped spending money for one whole day? Like, not just you trying to stop the bleeding from your credit card, not just like all of Canada, every single person, all 8 billion of us for 24 hours. Nobody buys anything. What would actually happen? Does anything happen? Is it good? Is it absolutely catastrophic? Do we all like ascend and become far better human beings? These are all the thoughts that went through my head, and I needed to know. And what I found was honestly not what I expected. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is KG. I paid off $100,000 of debt in 3 years without completely destroying my personality. And today we're going through a thought experiment. So let's go. Before we can answer what happens when spending stops, I think we need to understand what we're actually pausing. So how much does the entire world spend in a single day? Consumer spending clocked in around $56 trillion in 2025. If you divide that by 365 days in a year, you're looking at roughly $153 billion per day. $153 billion every single day, just from regular people buying stuff. So every time us normies go out and buy something, we are most likely contributing a very small speck to that massive number. And on top of that, that's just households. That doesn't even cover the business to business transactions that happen on top of that. So during the research, I found that the estimates put total global daily economic activity close to $230 billion every day when you account for how many times goods change hands before they even reach us, the consumer. So we're pausing somewhere between 150 and $230 billion every single day. No big deal. To put that into perspective, that number is the entire GDP of some countries like Ecuador or Costa Rica in one day of global spending. That is the machine that we're talking about shutting off in this hypothetical video. And what made this video way easier to make was that somebody actually tried to do this. This isn't purely hypothetical, by the way. In February of 2025, a grassroots group called the People's Union USA organized a 24-hour consumer spending boycott on February 28th. The idea was, don't buy anything for a full day. No major retailers, no fast food, no gas, no online shopping. Seriously, check it out. I put the link in the description down below if you want to see how they did. It went viral. Millions of people online collectively said, count me in on this thing. So what happened? Debit and credit card spending fell 7.4% year over year on February 28th, 2025, which totally sounds awesome, right? It sounds like they pulled something off. Wrong. By midday on February 28th, the reports from major retailers suggested that there was no noticeable decline in shopping activity. Retail executives and analysts saw no significant change in in-store traffic. So we had millions of people saying they were participating, and the actual impact on corporations was essentially a bunch of fat cats shrugging and being like, meh. While sales and trips to the stores were down during the first blackout, these changes were not statistically significant. Compared to an average Friday, sales fell like 5.4%, and shopping trips were down 4.1%. While it was cool, these dips didn't really make any dent in the machine. And here's the kicker. When researchers looked at a real forced spending stoppage, for example, a nationwide power blackout in Chile, economic transactions fell by about 35% on the day of the outage. But nearly half of that decline was recovered over the following 4 days. So everyone stopped spending one day just so they could spend it the next day, basically. So even when people literally couldn't spend, the money didn't disappear, it just waited, which tells us something really important about what a true global spending pause would actually do. All right, so a few million people boycotting barely registered. Now let's really break the hypothetical here. What if it was actually everyone? 8 billion people all at once for one day. Hour 1 through maybe hour 6, honestly, probably fine. A little weird. Maybe it'll be a little quieter. Shopping malls would be like crickets. Fast food drive-thrus would be silent. Nobody's ordering anything on Amazon. People are just outside, I guess, like talking to each other, which is really romantic until you realize that some of us don't know how to do that anymore. But here's where it starts to get messy. Consumer spending, like you and I do, is the lifeblood of most modern economies, often accounting for around 60 to 70% of a country's GDP in places like the United States. Also, quick pause. GDP, just because I don't want to assume that everyone knows what it means, is like a fitness tracker for a country. Instead of steps, it counts dollars. A higher number means the economy is active and moving. A dropping number means it's sluggish and slow and going down. Okay, when people stop buying, businesses lose their primary source of revenue overnight. Without sales, companies struggle to pay their employees, their suppliers, and bills. Now, one day of no spending is probably survivable for most businesses. You've got reserves, right? Most companies don't get paid and immediately collapse. There's a buffer, but, and this is the part that gets a little bit complicated, even a small downturn in consumer spending damages the economy. As it drops off, economic growth slows. Prices drop, creating deflation. We talk about inflation all the time, and since deflation is the opposite, it sounds pretty great, right? Until it isn't. When prices start falling, people expect them to keep falling. So they wait, which creates even less spending, which creates more deflation. It's a spiral. What I've learned here is that the nature of our global economy is run on the fact that people's income comes from people's spending. So when shopping stops, the economy stalls. That's not a metaphor. Your landlord needs your rent to pay his mortgage, which the bank uses to pay its employees, which then buy groceries from the store that employs your cousin. It's one giant loop. And if you freeze one part of that loop for 24 hours, the whole thing gets a little bit twitchy. Before we get to whether any of this is actually good or just pure chaos, if you've been watching this long and you're genuinely curious where this lands, do me a favor and hit the like button. It's free. It costs you exactly $0, which in the spirit of this video feels pretty on brand. But it's only free for 24 hours. Okay, back to the global meltdown. Here's the honest answer. It depends on how it happens. I'm not an economist. I'm a guy who had a fun idea for a video, who likes money stories and helping others get rid of debt. But the economist version of this, and stay with me here, is actually kind of interesting. There's this idea that the real engine of economic growth isn't spending at all. It's saving and investing. Apparently there are books written by economists. They tell you that consumers are not the engine of economic growth. They are actually the caboose. What is the engine of growth? It is the savers and investors. So if we sacrifice current consumption, people can put money into banks or into new businesses who can then use that money to create the newest AI and increase productivity, yada, yada, yada. Think about it like this. If an ancient fisherman eats all 5 fish he catches every single day, he never has time to build a new net. But if he saves 1 fish and trades it for a hook, now he catches 10 fish tomorrow. The money you don't spend today is the net you're building for tomorrow. Subscribe if you liked my fishing analogy. In the long run, if you and everyone else switched to epic frugality, it would cause an economic depression, apparently. Many people would suffer, but by creating a small constant shift to a new way of living, the system has time to adjust gracefully over time. Basically, it'll figure itself out. So a sudden stop would absolutely be chaos. Probably be bad in the short term. A slow, consistent shift toward spending less and saving more is actually good. Not just for you, but for the broader economy, which is kind of the plot twist if you've been told your whole life that buying stuff is what keeps the world turning. I'm one of those people. Okay, so here's where I bring this back down to planet Earth, your planet, where rent is due and groceries cost what they do. You're not gonna pause global spending. Neither am I. The machine keeps moving with or without us. But here's what I want you to actually take away from this. Every dollar you don't spend on something you don't need is not a sacrifice. It's a redirect. You're not removing money from the economy. You're moving it to a different part of the economy. Specifically, the part called your future. The 24-hour boycott that I researched for this showed that even when millions of people try to stop spending, the money just moves. It finds another day. It's like a living thing. Your savings work the same way. Money doesn't disappear. It becomes an investment. It becomes an emergency fund. It becomes that trip that you've always were hoping to go on. It becomes that home that you've always dreamed of. It becomes the version of you that doesn't panic every time something unexpected happens. I was terrible at this for a very long time. My financial strategy used to be, let's see how fast I can zero out my account before I even have a reason to. No savings or anything. I remained ignorant to so many things about my finances for years, and I feel like you don't really see the benefits of learning these things until you're on the other side of it. It's really beneficial. But what changed everything wasn't some like huge income jump. It was just redirecting less money to things that I didn't care about or that didn't matter, and more money to the stuff that would actually help future me. And future you is counting on present you to make a few better redirects. So to answer the original question of this video, if everyone on Earth stopped spending for 24 hours, the short term would be chaotic. The long term would probably be fine, mainly because half the spending would show up the next day. But if people gradually, consistently spent less and saved more, the economy would actually adjust. It's happened before and it can happen again. The world's not gonna stop spending or change, but you can change your world. That was super cheesy. When I wrote that down, I was like, this is super cheesy. I shouldn't say it, but I said it, and I guess I could edit it out, but let's keep it. But yeah, I think you get what I mean. You can be the person who's a little more intentional about where your dollars go. That one single shift has changed more lives than any boycott ever could. If you're in debt and you want one-on-one help from somebody who's actually been in your shoes, the link's below. Drop a comment if you've ever done a spending freeze, and how long was that freeze? Did you enjoy it? But yeah, thanks a lot for watching today's video. I'll see you next week.